Hello, Lorcana Goons. You are watching Lorcana Goons on YouTube. My name is Kevin, and I'm with Bag over here. Bag's about to win this match, right? What are you playing, Bag?
Yeah, we're playing the blue. Sorry,
Okay.
sorry, sorry. We got the official names. The Sapphire Amethyst deck right here.
Ah, yes.
Let's go ahead and show you the list that we're playing with right now. I recently dropped it down, so it has not always been perfectly at 60.
Okay.
But this is the list that we're going with right now.
Okay, cool, cool. Like to see that, like to see
We
that.
got
How's the ladder treating you? We're actually going to be going over some meta stuff today, real quick. But you'll probably see the meta on the ladder for the rest of the day, right?
Yeah, definitely. So right now on this deck, all time 18 wins, 9 losses. Last deck update 5. So I've done 5. I'm assuming that's what that means. Um, we're on bronze because I lost the credentials to my other account, so we restarted. We're back right here at bronze 5, and I think maybe by the end of the week we'll be at gold,
Okay,
depending
okay.
on how well this deck does on ladder.
And how's the meta? Like, are you seeing a lot of like Amber Steel? Are you seeing a lot of Amethyst Ruby?
Right now I've been seeing a mix of everything from Ruby Sapphire to Emerald Sapphire. Obviously the Ruby Amethyst. Everyone's playing Ruby Amethyst right now.
Okay. So I'm gonna go over the meta actually from not the meta. Sorry, I'm gonna go over some tournament results from the Pro Play Games 1K tournament that happened over the weekend. You made this cool chart. It was top eight, and top eight consisted of what was it? It was four Ruby Amethyst decks, two Amber Steel decks, and then we got one Emerald Amethyst and one Emerald Sapphire. I like the pictures you chose also. Jon Snow definitely carrying the Emerald deck
Yeah.
sometimes, and the Emerald Sapphire is very interesting. Very interesting. I don't. Do you have the?
Yeah, the Emerald Sapphire was interesting. It was the only one there, I believe.
Like if that combination, yeah. Are you? I don't know if you're
Let
looking
me
at the
see.
links. Are you looking at the links? Uh,
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. The Emerald Sapphire.
okay. I was gonna say let's look at the deck list.
Let's see. They got the double fill.
Okay, I'm opening up the deck list right now,
You
real
see,
quick.
he's
One second.
playing.
All right, let me see. This thing's taking a little bit to open. 'Cause it's a,
This is a weird,
oh, you know what? They're already here on Mushu
weird
Report, so
list.
we'll go on Mushu Report right here. There we go. So the first place list, or which one? Emerald. We're looking at the emeralds. Let's go to the first place list first. Let's look at first place. Right,
Emerald Amethyst.
Emerald Amethyst, first place. This is by Ezekiel. Last name Shackleford. I believe the tournament was 48 players. Correct me if I'm wrong. It might have been 45 players. They put it on Facebook how many people it was. It doesn't say on their website how many total players, but I know it was on their Facebook. So I'll find that later and I'll put it in the description. But for now, pretty basic deck list in terms of like aggro. I do like the befuddle and the ratios of Mother Knows Best, and they're playing Meg. They're playing Megara. I feel like that's kind of a little newer. You might have seen that on
They're playing the
Pixelborn.
one befuddle though. That's an interesting choice now.
Oh, because like it's inkable. You don't want to play like four Mother Knows Best. I think I think that's
Yeah, I
definitely
just feel like at one you don't really see it, but he definitely won the event, so maybe I'm wrong.
maybe.
Um, Triple Genie, triple John Silver. Obviously, the John Silver is probably what. Oh, nah, probably I don't know, cause with this deck, like the John Silver's crazy, cause it just constantly makes you not be able to lure and have reckless, but also having the Cusco on board and not being able to take it out with a lot of like spot removal red cards and a lot of spot removal blue cards makes it really strong.
I really like Genie in general right now because it has evasive. He's playing two of the Peter Pan evasive. He's playing the Pascal and the Tinkerbell. Evasive is so powerful, I think. Just because the
Yeah, this
only
is just straight up evasive.
I mean, not straight evasive because he's missing. Like he could play four Peter Pans or whatever, but I do think that like curving out from Peter Pan to Tinkerbell at an evasive level, you know, that's like so much lore. If your opponent doesn't have Be Prepared, if they don't have Smash, if they don't have Grab Your Swords, it's a lot of advantage that gets lost. And even if they have some of those cards, like it's barely enough. You know, Grab Your Swords outs Peter Pan, but it doesn't stop the Tinkerbell. And then Smash, you can only pick one. And then you get to the Genie. It's a 6 drop. It has an effect that's like bounce to your hand, and then
It bounces.
it doesn't die by smash. It doesn't die by grab your swords on its own. So that's another one. So the evasive on the genie is pretty fat. I underestimated the how strong genie was, but
Another good thing I noticed in this deck is that he's only playing 10 uninkables.
yeah, yep. A lot of green decks right now. I think needs a cut on the uninkables. That's actually in general really fat. Um, like a really good like feel like a really
Yeah,
consistent way to play.
this I can see how this won the event. This
hmm
is just like
It just looks
straight
consistent.
up in your face. You got the evasives. The evasives, you're like, all right, I'm gonna use my spells on that, and then you still, but then you have the regular creatures that are just not even very good trade intos, like the Flynn Rider or the Cheshire Cat.
hmm
Like you almost don't even you want to use your removal on that, and by the time you use a removal on that and they drop down to Peter Pan or Tinkerbell, you're gonna be pretty upset.
Yeah, even Jasper's kind of crazy against like aggro matchups. But let's go to the next deck because we can only talk so much about aggro, right? Like it's aggro. He's gonna go face and draw. Next deck was second place, Albert
Ruby Amethyst.
Redallions. So we know the Ruby Amethyst shtick. We know what the deck does. It's gonna.
Pretty generic list, it looks like.
I mean, he's playing three of the goofies. He's playing
The
two
triple mirror, double
two
cauldron.
Mickey Mouse. People kind of dropped to Mickey Mouse. He's playing. Is he playing Rafiki and Zeus? He's just playing Zeus. It seems. It doesn't seem like he's playing Rafiki.
Yeah, he's just playing the triple Zeus.
He's playing
And what does it
one
look like? Two brooms, one Mickey? Or two brooms, two Mickeys?
one Gaston. Only one.
And
Interesting.
of course, you gotta throw the goofies in there, the evasives, but I can see this deck having a big problem against the first place one. Like, what do? You can't target it with your Elsas. He's not
Hmm.
even playing Dragonfire. Oh no, it's down there. I see it. He's playing the Dragonfire. But then the only really out you have is gonna be the Goofies or the Be Prepared. So you're gonna have to wait till turn 7 to play, which you probably won't even get a chance to against that deck.
And then I'm wondering too, like how
Oh wait,
often
or you have the Mickeys too. I guess the Mickeys are evasive,
I was
but
wondering
that's way too late in the game for you to be able to put on
the
even the
Mickey's.
Goofy alone is five
Wait,
is a 5 cost. So like you're gonna be pretty behind by the time you're
oh,
able to even combat any of their cards.
the big Mickey. Yeah, and then I have to ask, like, on turn 3 and 4, if you had Rafiki instead of Zeus, like, how often did that matter? You know, but I also think they're the top eight split. I don't think top eight played it out, so I do believe it's based off of Swiss rounds, um, just from the Facebook post. But Goofy,
Oh, top 8 split.
yeah. So we'll go to the third deck. The third deck is the
The
one we're
Goofy
talking.
in there probably helped a lot,
Eh,
but
I don't
pretty
know.
generic list.
I don't like the
Cauldron draw
list.
dot deck.
Well,
Like
let's go to third place. Third place, we got
it's okay.
Michael Skinner, Emerald Sapphire. This is blue green for
Emerald
those.
Sapphire, which is
I tried this list on Pixelborn the other day actually. Um,
the list I'll probably try just because of the
I was a little
like. Well, let's go over the list from the start, which is the double develop your brain, which I kind of want to drop down develop your brain to 2 because you really don't want to see it that much and you only want to see it later. The 4 flounder, I guess you just want the 1 drop
not gonna lie.
along with the Duke just to play early.
I was a little disappointed when I played this deck on ladder. Maybe I was just drawing weird. Maybe I just missed my win condition a couple times, but there's something about it where I just felt like it was irking. It was like really disappointing to play, and I ended up making a slightly different version of it by just adding a bunch of evasives, you know. But it could also be that maybe just the ladder that day it just wasn't in my favor. But yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Just
I definitely wouldn't play probably both of those ones because you probably don't want to see either of the flounder or the Duke that much, honestly. So you could probably max out on one of them and then probably just put the develop your brains if those are the really only other options for 1 drops.
hmm,
The fills here kind of don't make sense to me.
It's an aggressive
Just,
deck.
I mean, I guess it's
I
a two
don't.
three one, but like, what are you really boosting? You're not really gonna be value trading with a lot of these, right?
You're trying to lure for the face. I don't see the where you value trade either. It might just be the
Yeah,
pressure of the 3-1, but I mean maybe you get a
the
value
pressure of the
from.
3-1, but at that, I mean, I probably would rather put something else in that spot because it is though.
Mhm, mhm.
It's just kind of, I don't know. The Auroras, yeah, because you're probably evolving later, and it's a good pressure card early on. The Flynn Riders are just insane.
The princess, the Jasmine.
What is that up there, Jasmine?
Yeah, it's a
That's the
three.
one that heals, I think.
I believe no, no, no. It's a 3/3/3 two lore vanilla. It's just two lore. It's like a Mickey, the yellow
Oh, the
Mickey.
vanilla.
Yeah, 3/2/3 3/3 vanilla
Oh,
two
okay, and
lore.
then he's playing.
Jasper to stop
What is
the.
that one, Jasper? Yeah, and then
So
the Cheshire Cat, obviously. Going into the 4 tinks for the evasiveness, which obviously you can't not have that tink.
it's so strong.
The Hans.
Hans, I have mixed
Hans is just
feelings.
a powerful card.
You think so?
Powerful vanilla that just puts pressure on. It's kind of not.
You know
It
what's
kind of doesn't really advance you, but it does put.
you know what's crazy
What
is
is it?
that
Three
like
lore, right?
yeah, it's crazy because I imagine that on turn three maybe he played Jasmine and that's two lore. So maybe there's people who are like feeling the pressure on the Jasmine, so they use like cannons or
Yeah,
smash,
imagine
and
turn
and
three
then turn
Jasmine, turn
four,
four Hans for five
yeah,
lore.
yeah, and then turn five it's like oh shit, it's too late.
Turn four. You have the eye to just add the pressure with the one extra lore each turn. There's many instances where you're just one off, I guess.
That item is broken. That
Then
item
we
is
got the Mad
actually that
Hatter.
item is insane. Because that gives like
Oh,
a
we got
lot
four
more
letter
pressure
goes.
for no reason to your Cheshire Cat, to your Jasper, to your evasive Tinkerbell. Like when you have that item plus
Yeah,
like
to everything.
it's crazy. Like it's insane.
And then you got four letter
it's like a
goes.
minion that doesn't die.
Spot removal, I think.
A minion that doesn't die.
That's the only removal you have actually is
Mhm.
those let it goes.
Mhm. Mhm.
So you're really just trying to rush. So like again, just the aggro, and then you're going into the fives, which we have the Mad Hatter. Obviously, the
Mhm.
Cusco's just strong. Maleficent, so much pressure in any blue deck you play,
Mhm.
and then the Auroras just to reinforce all these little guys to not die later
Aurora. Oh,
in the later game.
yeah, the Aurora lock.
Overall, decent.
The Aurora setup is pretty good, especially if you have like the Tinkerbell already set up or the Cheshire Cat because like they can't
If you're
smash.
getting the if you're evolving Aurora and you already established a board with these little guys, it's insane.
Even before you establish the board, you can evolve your Aurora and then turn
But
four you
same
like
thing,
Cheshire Cat Flounder or something.
same thing. It's
Um,
just aggro, not
Super
much.
aggro, yeah. It's not
And
my
then
favorite style of aggro though. I prefer like the
fourth
yellow
is gonna go. Fourth
Amber
is generic
Steel.
dot deck.
Generic dot deck. No, he's playing Captain Hook, feeling a funny whatever, a happy thought or whatever. Thinking a
Making
happy
a
thought.
happy thought. Yeah, we know, we know, we
What does
know.
that one do again? It's like a challenger plus a
It's the shifts, so it's. I mean, it utilizes. Was he even playing hook? Oh yeah, he's playing
yeah,
hook. So it utilizes your hook to evolve in the later of the game, turn three.
not bad.
It gets challenger plus three, and it can be challenged with cost three or less, which actually plays a really big difference when you're like have nothing but little guys like and you're trying to clear things.
It's pretty
But I
broken,
mean, it's just one lore, it doesn't put that much pressure. It is the 5/5 that's kind of scary sometimes, but
but you can shift into it.
overall, I don't think it's. Yeah, you can shift into it turn three, especially if you're leaving their hook, their one drop hook on board, and not trading it or not cannons it if you're playing cannons.
And it's good because on turn three, if you shift
I
into it,
do
then you
like that
can
he's only
sing.
playing six. No, he's playing 15 uninkables, but that's just part of the grade deck.
If you shift into it, then you can sing a whole new world or grab your swords on turn three, and that's really strong.
Yeah,
That's actually kind of crazy. You might actually put that
the
in the
sing
deck.
is good.
Yeah, the singing
Yeah,
makes it
aggro
better.
deck.
Aggro dot deck. He's playing two beast and two what is it? You have forgotten me.
And then we're going into the fifth place one, which is another Ruby Amethyst, which this one seems a little cleaner than the other one we saw.
Why did this guy put no sleeves on his picture though? I wonder what happened here. What's the story behind this?
Yeah, that's kind of maybe he was giving the cards back and he borrowed them all.
No, that's true. That's true.
But I
That's true.
definitely like the Pongo Goofies.
Pongo
That's definitely
Goofies.
gonna give him some advantage for any green deck he plays. He's
The
playing
extras.
Rafiki there. The Jafar's kind of cool. I just
Mm.
don't. I mean, Jafar does put pressure, especially if you have the hand, but I don't know. Notice he's not playing Cauldron in this one.
True. That's terrible. I think. No offense. I love Cauldron. I think Cauldron's so good.
Yeah, if you're not gonna play Cauldron, like,
Cauldron, so
what are you
good.
really drawing in? Like, you don't know what you're drawing. Like, you have the two mirrors and the two queens, but you don't know what you're gonna. And you have the four Maleficents, but and
Cauldron.
the Faciliers.
Cauldron, so good.
And he's
Um,
not playing Little Aladdin. He's only playing Big Aladdin.
for Gaston. For Gaston is interesting. I mean, I think it's really important to stop the aggro early game, so I'd probably play for Gaston as well. I personally love
So
the
that
Pongos. I
was.
love Pongo.
I like the Pongo
Yeah,
Goofy.
Pongo
Just
nice.
because there's a lot of evasive, and you do need to get around it earlier than turn 7. And I
Hmm.
think Pongo helps you the most with that.
And then Walter Vieta, sixth place. We got another
Ruby
Ruby.
Amethyst, of
Mhm.
course.
This deck is so like consistent and it's like so powerful. I low-key think it might be one of the first decks to get hit on
Interesting
Impossible.
that he opted to play those poison apples in this build.
I don't like Poison Apple. He's playing the one Jetsam for the evasive like out, and one Mickey, I guess, for the other evasive out.
I would have taken out the poison apples and then maybe put in the pongos or something.
I like
And
I like that he's playing.
the jetsam. Maybe just take out the jetsam, two apples, and just put the triple pongos.
I like that he's playing Ursula's. The other people weren't playing Ursula's, so Ursula's important, I think.
Ursula's good is just one of those really late game cards that
I think it's good.
it's a nice body and it does give you a lot of lore, but like at that point, like I don't know.
Ursula just puts so much pressure. It's just crazy to me. Like and like anytime I feel like Aladdin and Ursula are on board, it's just you lose. That's just how I see it. But control but the apple. You're right. The poison apple is definitely
It's just the
different.
7.
Yeah, the poison apple is definitely different.
7
But
Ursula
we'll
and
see.
7 Be Prepared is just one of those like
Okay, next one. We got another ruby amethyst. Aiden.
another Ruby Amethyst. As you
It's
can see,
four.
this was the most popular one in the whole
But look at
top 8.
but look at this guy. He's only playing three. Be prepared.
He's playing 3 Be Prepared. I like at least he's playing Cauldron Mirror, but I would have definitely bumped those up.
I mean,
I would have taken out the Mickey package. I really don't like the Mickey package. I don't know what it is about it. I just don't like it.
I just gotta ask how often maybe the fourth one would have been needed. I don't think you need four Tibbs and two Archimedes, but that's just personal opinion.
I don't like the one
He's
Rafiki.
playing
Like, what
one
is the one
Rafiki.
Rafiki gonna do there?
The one Rafiki. Nah, not a
And the
fan.
triple Ursula.
I'm
Don't like
sorry,
the triple Ursula.
not a fan. Congrats on the top eight, regardless, buddy. Like Chad Kaplan, hell yeah. But why one Rafiki? Maybe
The
we're some.
double Dragonfire is a nice choice, I
Maybe
guess.
there's something we're missing. Dang, and only two
Yeah, but
Dragonfire. His
double
his
Dragonfire, I don't
wow,
know.
two
Yeah, that's what I'm
Dragonfire,
saying. I don't know how I feel about double
one beeper.
Dragonfire.
I mean, it's just like minimal removal. It seems more like he's controlling the game with like Maui.
It's like half of everything.
Hmm. Very mid-rangey, not full control almost. It feels.
Hmm.
Okay. Let's go
And then
to
we got the last one,
top
which is
eight,
definitely
eighth
the.
place.
I hate to say it. This is the most interesting one
This is this. No. I think the blue. Oh, okay.
because
The blue green was spicy. No, sorry. The blue green was interesting, but this is the spiciest, I think, because we see a little bit
this
of.
is the interesting.
He's not. Wait,
This
so
is like
he's not.
Amber Steel. This is Princess dot deck.
Here's Daniel. I'll call it. They're not playing You Have Forgotten Me, which I think is so toxic right now, because it just so like props to him for not playing that toxic
I think you
card.
have forgotten me, and this build would be crazy too, because
That's
like
what I'm saying. Like I think you
the
should play it.
Cerberus, I played against that in ladder. The Cerberus is just crazy stats, low key, like to just be smacking things.
Pro tip:
And
play.
then you have
I like Kronk more than Cerberus, but
the
okay.
no
So
the
I
no whole new world is crazy.
no whole new world combo. Instead, he's going for Kuna Matata and a part of your world. Um, he's probably
He's
just
going for a lot of like value and getting
yeah.
your cards
It's kind of like a mid-range. It's not really an aggro deck because he's playing
because
Cinderella and Moana. Moana quests for
yeah,
three lore,
and the
and
hook and the Stitch.
oh yeah, he's not even playing the other Rockstar Stitch combo. His deck is very different, very
Yeah,
mid-range.
he's playing very like very slow play pace.
It's a good
He's gonna
mid-range
get a
deck.
lot of creatures with big booties out, and you're gonna have to waste resources to try to get it. And by the time you get to the point where you're killing him, he's healing all of them with
Yeah,
Cinderella and Rapunzel. I kind of like this strategy actually.
It's because like the removal
It's
right
just a
now.
lot of big bodies with
hmm
heals.
A lot of times when you're trying to remove the big bodies, you're going like grab your swords, ink pass, smash, summon pass. You know, you don't clear them the whole in doing solo. So
The
like
only
the heal is really good.
the only issue I have with this is you have very little removal. I guess like you really have to do smash cannons or smash grabber swords, but you're really relying on your aerial to pick up those cards for
hmm
you, like just at least the grabber sword. And then other than that, you're really not digging into your deck until you get some damage on you and activate a Rapunzel.
Tinkerbell's really good though. Like that's just
Yeah, the
staple meta,
Tinkerbell's good.
staple meta.
I like this build. This is what I would try this on ladder actually.
Not sure how I feel about Four Stitch, but yeah, makes sense. Now I know why Stitch is
I
twenty
like Force
dollars.
Stitch because you want to see it and it's inkable.
Now I know why Stitch is $20. Um, okay, so that was the top eight for that. Have you seen the
Yeah,
have you seen
I definitely like that last list, and that's the one I'm probably gonna try out soon because it just looks like you're playing very slow pace and very like
look at the
just
tweet
going with the flow.
look at the tweet I just put in the chat on Discord. So that was top eight for the PPG 1K.
Yeah,
Top eight decks. Congrats to all you guys for getting some money, getting some wins. These decks are awesome. I'll try them on Pixelborn. But speaking of Pixelborn, look at this like um this chart this guy made. It's Pixelborn top 5 decks by total games played. This is in the most recent season. The information is available on the Pixelborn Discord, and you can get all this information. We can make our own actually, but this is based off of the top 100 players, and it's only from September 8th to September 15th. Um, this guy is called Gilligabite or something. So follow him on Twitter, check out his
hmm.
stuff. Thanks for the info. But what do you think? Amber Steel being the most played deck on Pixelborn, but it's not necessarily winning the
I
events.
think it's just the easiest to like comprehend. I think and the easiest to play. You're just going
You're
and
just
hoping they
going.
can't stop you.
I mean, yeah, I play Amber Steel. I feel that way.
Then you got the Ruby Amethyst, which is just like, all right,
hmm
you're playing control removal deck.
Okay, okay.
And then you get into the spicy stuff, which is where we go into the ambers and the and the emerald. Sapphire amber's probably the next goo. Emerald amber, maybe with new cards, and then that's the sapphire steel, which is what I'm
Mm.
playing for sure.
Sapphire Steel
For
Goo.
sure in the very bottom of this. For sure at the
Sapphire.
very bottom of the list. Right before a bunch of random other colors that we see right there. But I think it can compete. It's gonna be very. You have to play it very, very perfectly though, because no one's gonna expect it.
Sapphire Steel Goo. So let me bring up some data for you, Bag. Um, move this out the way real quick. Um, oops, not what I meant to. So if you go to the actual numbers, we can find them on the Pixelborn Discord. I believe this one was at least one of the top 100 players. Look at the win rates. Let's look at the win rates, shall we? So
Where is it at?
it's this I'm looking at myself. It's kind of hard to find, but I can like copy and paste it in the chat. So top 5 decks. Here you go. Top 5 decks total games played. Yep, it's this one. So I'm gonna put this information in that chat for you, so we can look at it together. Let's go back to our call. All right. So top 5 decks. Your deck, the blue steel, otherwise known as blue gray, has a win rate of 49%. So just below the 50% mark, at least of this season, of this like fraction of the season, by the
And
players.
that might have been me playing at the end, losing.
Yeah, it might have been because it's based off of like at least one player from the top 100 has to be involved in the match for this data to be taken into account. Not to say the deck is not like win worthy, but from I mean, I'd have to look back. I'd have to look at the last past weeks also to see like how consistent this changes. But maybe you just got to get to the top 100 and change that, bro. Maybe it's got to be you. You never know.
Mhm.
And then
Gotta bring it up.
the
Cause look at that. Look at the orange gray.
the orange gray win rate is pretty fat.
1,300.
The amethyst steel.
1,300 games.
Mm-hmm. Total wins, you mean? Yeah. So it's 50% win rate. Like a lot of these are close to 50s. I don't think it's anything's guaranteed, but like you said, it's a very self-explaining deck to play. I'm really excited for Chapter 2 to come out so that the meta can expand already, you know?
Me too. It's interesting though that the meta as it is looks like everything kind of has a 50% win rate at that point. Most of the colors are in there except the green, I guess. But
Yeah.
like you said, with the new chapter 2, hopefully we're able to bring those up.
I think that's good that there's like that type of win rate right now, you know? Kind of gives the ability for everyone to play the game to a fair level. Maybe it is based off of skill, maybe it's just based off who knows the card pool and matchups and all that. Um, but yeah, that is the meta update this time around. This is Lorcana Goons. If you're a Lorcana Goon, like, comment, subscribe to me and our channel and Bag's channel, aka Lorcana Goons. So, check us out. Anything you want to add, Mr. Bag?
Yeah. Comment down below what your favorite combination of colors are. I want to try something new and I want to see what you guys are going with in terms of color and strategy.
Dope, dope. Okay, yeah. Okay, so we'll see you next time on the next meta analysis.
And with that being said, I'm going to ink my goons and pass.
My goons pass. All right, you guys stay gooning.